Imagine a world where the Roman Empire never fell, a world where Rome continued to expand, not just across Europe, but across the entire globe. The cities you know, the countries you live in, and even the way we communicate might be completely different. History as we know it would be unrecognizable. Would humanity thrive in knowledge and technology, or would it live under the shadow of an eternal empire? Today we'll explore what our world could look like if Rome had never fallen. The fall of Rome in the 5th century marked the beginning of a new era. Europe entered the so-called Dark Ages. Knowledge was lost, and centuries of political turmoil followed. Kings and kingdoms rose and fell, wars reshaped borders, and technological progress slowed dramatically. But what if this never happened? What if the Roman Empire had survived intact, evolving over centuries instead of collapsing? Let's imagine a timeline where Rome remained the guiding force of civilization and see how it could have shaped the modern world. Without the fall of Rome, Europe would have avoided centuries of chaos. Education, science, and engineering would have advanced at an unprecedented pace. Roman cities, built with their iconic roads, aqueducts, and forums, would have grown into sprawling metropolises centuries earlier. Imagine towns filled with scholars, inventors, and engineers working side by side in Roman-styled laboratories. By the year 1000, humanity might have harnessed electricity, invented steam engines, and developed advanced medicine, all under the careful guidance of Roman organization. Technology and culture would merge seamlessly, creating a society where knowledge and power walk hand in hand. The Roman military system, combined with strict laws and governance, could have prevented the countless wars that plagued Europe for centuries. Borders would have remained stable, and a unified Roman world might have emerged. Cities from Britain to Egypt would speak Latin, follow Roman law, and live under the same government. Trade and communication would be faster, ideas would spread instantly across continents, and humanity could have experienced globalization centuries before our modern era. The entire world might have been connected under a single identity, a world where Roman culture, religion, and traditions were omnipresent. Fast forward to today. Imagine walking through a modern city, but instead of skyscrapers, you see massive structures inspired by Roman temples and amphitheaters, streets lined with aqueducts, massive forums where citizens debate politics, and public baths that double as cultural centers. Latin is the global language, with books, movies, and even scientific papers written in it. Rome's influence extends beyond Earth. Colonies on the Moon or Mars are guided by Roman engineering principles. Technology, culture, and governance all reflect Roman ideals of power, order, and glory. Education and knowledge are widespread, but personal freedoms might be limited, controlled by a central authority that has ruled for thousands of years. But not all would be perfect. An eternal Roman Empire might be technologically advanced, but also deeply hierarchical. Power concentrated in the hands of a few, social mobility limited, and rebellion harshly suppressed. Would art flourish under such a regime, or would creativity be stifled by strict rules and tradition? Would humanity feel free, or merely exist as subjects of an eternal empire? History teaches us that stability often comes at the cost of freedom. So while the world of eternal Rome might look impressive, it could also be a world of control and strict order. Of course, we can only imagine. The fall of Rome created the world we know today, with its wars, revolutions, and discoveries. But what if it hadn't? What kind of society, technology, and culture would we inherit? Would humanity thrive under the guidance of an eternal Rome? Or would it live in the shadow of an empire too powerful to challenge? The answers are unknown, but one thing is certain. The world would be completely different. What do you think life would be like if Rome never fell?